Aren't the ducklings just delightful? New life on the farm is always a joy. My name's Mel and this is my channel of Patchy Pony Stitcher. It's Thursday the 13th of December and welcome to my new viewers and also returning subscribers for my November update and end of year wrap up. It's definitely silly season, isn't it? So much to do, so little time for stitching, but lots of other things are happening and lots of other crafts. So I just wanted to quickly share with you what I've been using my stitchy time for of late. Every year, well not every year, but a lot of the time I do host Christmas here at home for about anywhere between 15 and 20 people. And I like to personalise our table with little gifts for our guests to take home. So this year what I've been working on is some little felt ornaments, well, little felt ball ornament wreaths for the guests to take home. Quite simple, got the felt balls off wish.com, just string them together with a little jingle bell and a ribbon loop to tie. But I thought I'd show you my other previous Christmas ornaments that I send my guests home with to enjoy as a reminder of the Christmas times that we've had. So this is one of the ones, so I make about 15 to 20 of each ornament for my guests to take home. So this one year I made some little trees, just cut out lots of felt circles and popped a needle right through the middle and then popped on some little beads and then a tea light on the bottom just to give it a base. So they were my Christmas felt trees for my guests to take home. One other year I did some cork angels. So just a wine cork, again, a woolen felt ball, some hessian wings and just a simple little tie for them to hang on the tree. And one year I did these for my guests to take home, which is a little glass jar. I typed out a little message on each piece of paper and scrolled that up inside the jar with some glitter and then hung 3 together. I was quite happy with those ones, they're quite cute. This is last year's ornament that I made, which is a Santa cinnamon stick. Very easy and very effective. Just pop some paint on there and then a little hanging tie. And my guests love it. They love taking home little mementos. And this is my favourite one that I've done, is the reindeer. He is so cute. And when I made 20 of these, they just looked so cool all lined up together. So again, just some cork, twigs out of the garden. Oops, I just realised we're falling down. So we've just made these guys and they just look so sweet all lined up on the table together. Unfortunately, they are a bit fragile being little twigs, but they've managed to last a few years. So they're my Christmas ornaments that I make for my guests. Again, we're slipping down, bear with me. There we go, I think we're a bit more stabilised now. So, my November review come end of year review, as this will be my last video for the year because I like to do one a month, so I'll be back in January. But I thought I'd give a bit of a wrap up of what I've done over the year. So I got back into cross stitch early this year, I think it was February that I re-picked up the cloth and the needle and started stitching again after being away from stitching for nearly 17 years. So it's been an exciting, motivating and inspirational year for me and also beginning Flosstube as well. So I've had 2 finishes over the year, not including little card ones that I do, but I began 12 new projects and I've always been a monogamous stitcher. So for me, having 12 projects on the go is massive. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you my first finish that I did. So for the new people that haven't had a chance to go back and watch my older videos, this was the project that began, and it's called Horses at Sunset. So this is what I began stitching on at the very first project after 17 years. It was a bit ambitious, but this is what I began with and started with to get returned back into stitching. And that took me about 3 months of monogamous stitching, and I'm really happy with the way that turned out. It's yet to be framed because I've got a companion piece, so I want them to be framed together with the same timber and mount board. So that at the moment it's just in safekeeping, waiting for another one to be finished. So that was my first finish, and then once I'd be finished that one, I started doing lots of, well, not lots, but for me it was lots. I started quite a few different projects at the same time. So my other finish is also an FFO that I completed only just last week. So this is my Adventure Awaits Stitch Along by Caterpillar Cross Stitch. So I didn't want to show you it finished, I wanted to show you it FFO'd. So this, now there has been a few alterations in this because I didn't really orientate my fabric too well, and I was too low to the bottom to include the border, so it will be a little bit different from what it's charted as. Oh. So this is Adventure Awaits by Caterpillar Cross Stitch. So it did have some borders in it which I haven't included, and I also omitted out some of the sea creatures that were in the water, only because they weren't to my liking. But I'm really happy with how this guy turned out, and with the rustic frame. So that my only changes other than admitting things was with a, oops, I'll bring it over here, with Tasmania I added in a little Tassie Devil right down the bottom, and with New Zealand I added a sheep. And also, sorry about the glare guys, America. When we went to America last year, we went to San Fran, so I was really happy to see the San Francisco Bridge there. But a big part of us was going to America was Disneyland, so I couldn't help myself. So it's not the best of motifs, but what it is, before I bring it up close to you, is the Ferris wheel at Disneyland. So if I bring that in, so I've added, so it's a Mickey Mouse silhouette on a Ferris wheel, which is in one of the big iconic rides at Disneyland. So I was really happy with how that's turned out. So that will now take pride and place on the wall once I remove the Christmas decorations. So very happy. So thank you, Sally from Caterpillar Cross Stitch. I'm so wrapped with my first FFO for 2018. So I was really happy with that one. Okay, so 12 projects on the go, but I haven't been able to work on everything this month because of the craziness of Christmas. So I'll show you what I have worked on, because I have been a little bit monogamous with 2 projects because they are sort of Christmas gift related. So once I've finished Adventure Awaits, actually no, I'll show you my Hook Run Hello progress first. Now this is a sale that's being hosted by Shirl McKinney from Tranquil Stitches, Amy Loves Toads and Jeannie Swartz. It started on the 1st of October. My goal was to do 1 block a month. Haven't quite made that goal, so hopefully over the Christmas break I'll be able to catch up to where I would like to be. There's no deadline with this one, it's just my own personal goal. So this is where I am up to at the moment. So I finished the first one, which you saw last month, and I'm still working on the sheep shearing block. Really happy with how that's coming along. Haven't made many changes. Actually, no, I don't think I've made any changes to this particular one, but I've got a bit of to do here in this block. There's a little bit of solid stitching, and solid stitching can become a bit monotonous, so I've just sort of been picking up other projects while I've still got the less fun bit to do. But really happy with the way that's coming along. It's going to be a big project. There's 12 blocks, so that's why I'd like to do have one done per month. So still plugging away at November's block on that one. Now, my next whip is a gift. And I'll pop, now this is is something that I've charted myself. Well, not charted myself. I used the free online turning a JPEG into a cross stitch pattern. So I'm going to insert a picture of where I was before in here. And so this one is, I'm calling it my tribal horse. It was inspired by Tamara from this Nana Stitches where she'd done a tribal dog. So the story behind this is I've got a dear friend who's having a very momentous birthday on the 31st of December. So ideally, I'd like to have it finished for her to gift her. And this is where I'm up to now. Now this is stitched on 16 count Aida that I've hand dyed myself, and it looks extremely dark in the lighting. Nope, that doesn't help at all. It's actually not quite as dark in real life. So as I complete it, once I've completed it, then I'm going to put in 16 names of the horses that she's owned, that she's had the pleasure of owning throughout her life. So it'll be quite a large piece. You can see I've got quite a bit of fabric there to finish that off on. So that's my tribal horse. So hopefully when I come back in January, I'll be able to show you an FFO on that one, because I'd really like to see that one finished and framed by the 31st of December. So I've really got a lot of work to do on it, but it is a quick stitch actually. It's quite enjoyable because you see it come together rather quickly, and only using one colour, you tend to be able to plug at it or plug away at it a little bit quicker. So that's the other whip that I've worked on between that I've seen you last. Now the other whip that I've done, well, that I've started, I don't know, I keep starting things and I've got so much to do, but I won this particular chart off Bendy Stitchy's auction, and it was perfect as a gift for somebody that is very close to us that's coming for Christmas Day. So this is the Native Berry by Erica Michaels, and it's one of the strawberries at, so it's got a little bit of finishing to do, and it's Mary and Joseph holding baby Jesus. So it's it's only a small stitch really. I'm not looking forward to the finishing bit because I'm not confident in that, but we'll see how we go. I've got a bit of a helper that might be able to help me. And once I got started, I realised I'd switch the colours around. So all I've done is just the Mary and Joseph's, the base of their bodies really. So it doesn't really look like anything, but that's only taken really a couple of hours. So there's not a lot of stitching in it. So after I upload this one, we should be plugging away at that one too. Let me just, I don't know why that keeps falling forward. Yeah, so that's a nice little chart that I won from Bendy Stitchy, her auctions of recent. I did win another one, but I'm not going to show you that today because that'll be in my future plans for 2019. So they're my whips that I've been working on and the whips that I'm going to be continuing along with through the month, well, through Christmas and then through to mid-January when I see you again. Now, I was very fortunate to win a competition that Cheryl McKinney was hosting on Tranquil Stitches. She had a Christmas bingo running, and I'm a sucker for games. I love a game. So I participated in her game and I actually won, which was really nice. And I received a $25 USD voucher for the Cottage Needle. And they had a downloadable section. So for me in Australia, I didn't want to waste a chunk of that on postage. So I did downloadables and I was able to get 2 lovely charts. And then I went to our local printing shop, stationery shop really, here called Officeworks, which is, like a big franchise, so it's relatively well priced. And I just got them printed on a heavier cardstock, so it's a bit more durable for when I'm working on them. Now, they didn't have colour at the time, so my printouts, you're probably not going to see a great deal. But I got Quaker Christmas 2 by Bygone Stitches, and it's all the Christmas carols if I bring it up close to you, all Christmas carol names within a Quaker design. I'll insert a photo of it from the shop page because it's much prettier in colour, so I'll pop that in here. Isn't it delightful? So that'll be my major Christmas piece for next year, I think, along with my Stitchmas Stitch Along, which I'm well and truly behind on. And the other chart that I picked out was by the Calico Confectionery called Mind Your Beeswax. Now again, sorry it's black and white, but I'll pop it in. And it's really just a nice little smalls that I can work on for some of my spring stitching. But again, I'll pop a coloured photo in here for you from the shop page because yeah, that does it. There's only 3 colours in it and this doesn't do it justice. So I'll pop a photo in there now for you. So looking forward to working on both of those charts next year. So thanks, Shell. I really appreciate all that you do for the Flosstube community. I love watching your channel. If you haven't checked Shell's channel out, I'll link it below. She said she's got other bingos coming up, so participate. It's lots of fun. So with 2019 just around the corner, I've sort of been pondering what my plans are other than my current whips. And after watching Brenda at Handwork Maniac, she was talking about what she'd done for Mania, and she had said that she was going to use including all her whips plus any new starts. And I thought I could do that because I've actually already got 11 whips and a few little charts that I'd like to start on. So I think I'm going to give Mania a crack next year. So I don't think I'm going to be starting anything new between January through to May, and I'll have and I'll get myself sorted and kitted up for Mania for the charts that I'd like to at least begin on, and that sort of gives me a little bit of focus as getting my current whips at least a little bit further along in the piece. So I might get some more FFOs done during Mania, which would be, well, during, after, not far afterwards for Mania. That would be amazing because I didn't participate this year. It was a little bit too overwhelming after being a monogamous stitcher for so long. To even the thought of starting one piece per day was just like, ooh, no. And even now I don't think I could be doing that many new starts in a year, 31. So I think what I'll do is I'll start Mania with my whips and then do some additional new starts, which I've got a nice little collection of charts now banking up there waiting to be started. So looking forward to getting onto those as well. So in January, what I might do is show you all my existing whips and also what I've planned to do for Mania and then go from there. So looking forward to a new start, but also looking forward to completing some of the ones that I've got sitting here, working, well, some have not been touched for a little while and some I'm working away at tirelessly. So looking forward to some new things for 2019. Now something else in 2019 is I want to declutter a little bit. So I've started with my magazines. So what I'm gonna do is, inspired by Bendy Stitchy with her giveaways as far as the magazine charts. So I've gone through the magazines that I've got and taken out what I'd like to keep for myself, which is, and then I've removed any other charts which will be, I can use for giveaways. So I'm going to do three every video, and that way I can sort of reduce the bulk of magazines that I've got sitting there. So the one that I'm looking at today are from October 2011. So you know the rules. It's going to be magazine pull-out, so it's going to be tri-folded. I'm happy to post to anywhere in the world. Please don't say giveaway in your comment, and if you're not over 18, please have your parents' permission. So the first one that I have pulled out for you is going to be called School Days. So if you would like to, and this is a full coverage, so if you would like to stitch School Days, just comment below, I would like to stitch School Days. So that's the first one. Now, the next one is designed by Rebecca Tufnell, called Cute and Cuddly. So this is an elephant suitable for a newborn, and you can add in the alphabet to whatever name you would like. So if you'd like to stitch that one, just say I'd like to stitch the elephant. And the final one that I've got for you is a trick or treat alphabet. Now, I really don't have a lot of, so there is a letter, there's one little motif for every letter, but I'm not going to show you the chart. So I'm just going to show you their models. So if you would like to stitch the Halloween alphabet, just say I'd like to stitch Halloween. And I'm more than happy to post those out to you. And we're falling down again. I must fix that before my next video. There we go. So if you'd like to stitch any of those, just pop a comment down below, and then I'll do a random generator draw next month. And that way you're helping me out by, I can reduce my bulk, and then I can share the projects that I won't be stitching. So it's only a short video for me today, mainly because I've been working on the same 3 whips, trying to get them pumped out. So I want to wish you all a Merry Christmas. I hope it's a good one for you, and please everybody stay safe and make sure you squeeze in lots of stitching time. I'll see you in the new year. Bye.